Good morning. How are we doing this morning? Um, I had this live scheduled for 9 a.m., but I had some trouble connecting, so I had to um re do the live and all this. Today, I'm going to talk to you about my con artist story, confidence artist story. But first, I'm going to start with the definition that I found here on Google. Google defines a con artist as a scammer who manipulates victims into handing over money or valuables by gaining their trust. They employ psychological grooming, blending into social circles, and spinning elaborate stories of wealth or insider knowledge. My story started back in 2015, more or less, about 11 years ago. And it didn't go from the story took some time to develop. Why am I coming here today? Is the reason is because the person lives around us here in Laredo, Texas. The person puts out a face and also has an alias. Today we're going to call her Rose. We're going to call my con artist, we're going to call her Rose. That is not her name. As a matter of fact, she is known by another name here in Laredo, but her name is not even her alias name. She has another name. The person comes from Mexico and is in the States illegally. Um, I am saying this so that you can put one and one together. I am not going to say her name, but she sells food. She sells floral arrangements and roses at different places here in Laredo. I am not the first person who was conned by this person. I've heard different people. Not only that, but she has also been called in by court. Been called in by court because there's an individual that reported her to the court system about in around 2024. That individual wasn't a lady as well, and she stole over $1,000, to my understanding. Now, this person who sells floral arrangements, who sells foods, especially tamales, and is out on the street every night, um, conned me uh, since around 2015. Her strategy was that of a con artist. They become your friend, quote unquote, your friend. These people become your friend. They tell you stories because that's what they do. They're very good at storytelling. Um, they're very good at storytelling. They come in here and to your life, and then they make themselves. They cater to you. That's what they do. They cater. They cater. They become your friend, but careful. That's a really strong red flag when they are easily uh they easily tend to give you that friend or that friendship. They easily help you. They are so eager to help. They are there to listen to you. They are there to help you. They are there to lend you a helping hand. Why? Because they are studying the person. They are studying you. before they get to con you, before they get money out of you, they start by noticing everything that is around you. They start meeting your family, they start seeing how the economy works within your family, within you. They start, um, they are very, very wise as far as observing. They are observers and they are very good at storytelling. Back in 2015, more or less, her children were still in school, and she knew exactly where to tackle. She knew exactly where to come in. She knew exactly what to say all the time. She was very always ready to listen. She was always ready to be there. She was always ready to go. If I needed anything, she was the number one person to come in and to help. Shortly after we decided, or after I thought we had a friendship, after I saw that she was my friend, after she started coming to my home, she started meeting my family, she started um, becoming somebody that I trusted. She she easily knew that my weakness was that of children. I was an educator back then, and she easily knew that children were the people that I um, absolutely cared for. I absolutely loved to be around my students and so forth and so on. So she had two children of her own, and she had previously, I mean, these people become so much of your friend that they will tell you their stories. They will tell you the most intimate things that that another human being can trust you with. And I am not going to say her story. That is not the reason why I am here. The reason why I'm here is to make you aware. If you live in the city of Laredo, Texas, beware because this person is out there. Her first story, traumatic story that she told me, was that being that she came from Mexico and she came in illegally, she started, her first job was she worked at a local bar, but also she needed more money because she wasn't making it with just working at a bar. So she started cleaning homes, and she would clean homes and so forth. And one day she cleaned a home of an individual who, according to her, um, the husband of this woman who she was cleaning for was doing some kind of illegal activity. And according to her as well, um, after she finished her cleaning job and everything, she was called into the house. And she says to me that the man told her that she had taken $25,000 that he had in a bag. Now, do I know that that is a true story today? It's probably not a true story, but it was her tragic moment. She told me that from that time on that she had to pay this person constantly and constantly until she finished paying those $25,000 that she had not taken. Of course, I thought, poor lady, I mean, she's coming in here from another country, doesn't know the language, is struggling, and somebody took advantage of her. That was her story. And I believed it. Being that I was a lot younger before and I had no idea that there was people like that. I mean, I've heard stories about people getting conned all the time, and I didn't believe. But today I am here to let you know that it is closer than what you really think. Um, these people become your friend. These people become your everything. They are there in the morning, they are there in the afternoon, they are there in the evening, they're there when you have a loss, they are there when you have a fight with your spouse, they are there. When you have a fight with a friend, they are there for everything. But reminder, they are there to observe. They are there to know you. They are there to see what your vulnerabilities. Careful. That is one of the things that you need to be careful of. You need to first realize that a person that comes in to your life and tells you all these stories that are so traumatic, that are so personal, and so quickly comes and tells you or gives you all these stories, verify that these stories are correct. She also came into my life telling me that she had to raise, and that's another thing that um I was like, poor lady. They are always victims. They are always a victim. She was ready to tell me that her youngest sister had two unwanted pregnancies and that she had to take over and take care of these two kids that were not hers, but she had to work very, very hard to raise those two children. Something that I don't know is correct, but she would constantly tell me that her youngest sister was very um, crazy, that she was always out, and she was always out having a good time and not taking care of her children, and that she had to step up and take care of these children, and that's why she always needed money. Time after that came, and she wasn't only raising those two children. She got pregnant here two times and had two children of her own. And as time went by, well, she needed more money because not only was she just raising her two children that came from her sister, but then now she had two of her own. So now she was raising a family of four children and had to take care of herself. All of these stories just came, and I said, well, this person is um, telling me all these stories and doing all these things, and and I honestly thought that she um, was a little, she was having it rough, and I wanted to help. For people that know me from before, I've always been the kind of person that likes to help, and I wanted to help. One day she came to I was at a local bar and I was there with my husband, and she came and she started bawling and she was crying, and she said, "I'm so sorry." She was a wonderful waitress. She did really good at waitressing. She was excellent at her job, and I was freaked out to see her in the way that I saw her. She was bawling and she was crying and she looked really bad. And I asked her to go with me to the restroom, and I said, "Can I help you with something? Are you okay?" And um again, trying to be that person who always likes to help. And she stopped crying, and I thought, well, I was able to help her, at least, emotionally, trying to help her out with that. And immediately she's like, "It's because I need money, my daughter is in cheerleading and she needs this and I cannot provide, and I've always wanted to." um there we go, the children. She knew exactly where to hit, and she did it. That was the first time that she hit. And she needed $1,000 from me. Um, I was working, I had the money, and I've always been the person that saves money. And I told her, "Don't cry anymore. Don't worry." I said, "You know what? I have some money and I can help you by lending you the money, but I need for you to pay me that money back because I need to pay some stuff that I need to pay and so forth." And she agreed. And I said, "I don't have the money with me because I don't carry the cash, but if You go to my house, I can lend you the money tomorrow, and I just need for you to focus and have a good day at work, you know? I mean, be productive, that your problem is settled, and we'll figure out a payment plan and so forth. She had already told me the story of the 25,000 that she had to pay. She had already told me stories about her family, about her sister, about her two children that were not hers, and then the two children that she now had. So, I felt that I could help her. Time passed, and she did pay me back on time, all the time. Every time she would go to my house, she was always wearing the same clothes. They were torn up, um and she would tell me, I don't even have money to buy myself any clothes. And I felt pity. I felt pity because I was like, this woman. And she would tell me that she would work all night, every night, and all day with her making food, and selling her roses, and doing waitressing jobs and so forth, and cleaning homes. And she still didn't have ends, she couldn't make ends meet. So she became more my friend, more my friend, more my friend. And if you live in Laredo, Texas, there's a lady that sells roses. Her name, she goes by the name of Rose, but that is not her name. That is her alias name. And she will come into your life, and she will tell you these stories. Do not fall into her stories. Those are non though these are fictional stories that she comes up with. She is a con artist. She conned me with over $13,000. Yeah, she conned me with over $13,000. And not only that, I took loans under her name, several loans, because she needed help. She came with stories about, as I said before, that people were after her. She came with stories that she knew a lot of people, that uh, so many, many stories. And I believed her because I thought I was helping her. According to Google, there are several common tactics or ways that people who will con you for money. These are things that will, that's why I did my little story before, so that you can see exactly how Google is correct. It says they're too kind too quickly. Remember how I said that every time that I had a situation, she was there. Every time something happened, she was there. She was there morning, afternoon, evening. Boom. There was somebody there. It was Rose E. Rapidly shower you with praise, favors, or gifts to create an instant, unnatural bond. She would come in and she would give me a rose. She would come in and she would tell me that I was an angel fallen from heaven, because every time I would lend her money, she had all these beautiful and praises for me. Of course, I didn't know that she was working her way to what she did at the end. Um, Offering immediate help, they swoop in to fix a personal or professional problem you are having as a way to easily get into your life. They become your friend, and but they are very good at observing. Careful. She is here in this city. She works at different bars. She sells roses. She sells food, tamales to be exact. She does all these floral arrangements. She says she has money, that she owes money to different people for different things. Yes, she does. She borrows from any person from A through Z. She borrows, pays over here, borrows here, pays over there, and she has already been set to go to court. As of 2024, she had a court order document where somebody had already sent her into court. I am next to Senator Court. Um, Oversharing vulnerabilities. They may tell you their deep, dark secrets early on, making you feel especially trusted while hooking you into confiding in them. I had already by this time, since 2000, uh, maybe earlier than 2012, maybe 2012, 2013. That's when it all started. But it started, a- and it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. So these people, they become your friend. And all of this I'm reading through Google. And I've already said part of my story here so that you can see that to what Google says. Uh, Unversifiable stories. They drop impressive but hard to verify stories about the background. And here is where I want to emphasize a little on this story. This individual told me that she had been married since very young age, that she had been married. She's been here in the States for over 25 years illegally. Um, she was married at very young age to a older man who was the owner of a very big um, store somewhere in the city where she was living at. She was she had been I'm sorry about the screen quality. Um she had been married to this individual, and she was always pampered by this man. She had been pampered by this man. According to her, she had money. She was the one that would take care of the store. She was the one that would take care of the selling of the chicken. That's what she would sell. And so many things that she would tell me as far as stories are concerned. And I never verified it because these were, she was coming from another country. And there was no way I could verify and look up this individual's name or this individual's. First of all, she her name wasn't Rose E, as she had told me. Her name was something else. Later on, there was some instance where I found a document and it had another name on her Mexican document, and I asked her, "What is this?" And she said, "Oh, it's because she came up with a story immediately, quickly, did not blink once to give me the story about why her name was now Rose and not what her Mexican document said." She said that at the first bar that she worked at, somebody had called her Rose E, and apparently it just stuck, it stuck to her. And well, now everybody knows her as Rosie. So she has always, called herself Rose since she's been here in the States, but that is not her name. That is not her name. Careful. If you know a person that works at a bar here in Laredo, Texas, and tells you that her name is Rose and is borrowing money from you, stop lending her money. She put me out over $13,000, and my husband and I had a lot of trouble. Being the person that I was always putting money away, making sure that I had money for a rainy day, I was left with zilch, zero, nada. She knew exactly when I would get paid. She knew exactly when my husband would get paid. She knew everything because they become so observant and they look at every single detail. They are there. They are fishing. They are looking for the opportunity to grab anything, the most they can get from you, and run. It's 2026. This started back in 20, maybe 2013, 2014. 14, something like that. Her children were young. And she always had stories that her daughter needed this for cheerleading, that her son needed this for soccer. And I was always trying to help. Be careful. They always will come in with stories. They will look at your vulnerabilities. They will study you. They will observe. They will become easily your friend. They will be there for you. They will show you all anything that they see that you are lacking attention, love, anything. They will become your best friend because they are there to grab on to more than what you think. There was a time when I was not employed and I was on unemployment, and she knew at the day when I would get my check, she would call me early morning and she would ask me for money every time I had that unemployment check come in. And I would try to by that time I was already figuring out there's something not good here, you know. And I would tell her at the moment I don't have any, and she would get upset. She would tell me, "Of course you do. You just got your check today." Da, 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 da. So that's how I knew that she was already doing all these things. And by this time, she was borrowing money for her older daughter, for her older um, son, which were not her daughter and her son. She was borrowing money for her sister. She was borrowing money for a friend of hers. She was borrowing money, but first she came with stories. She came with very heart wrenching stories, and I thought I was helping, but I wasn't. I was being conned out of money, and that number started growing and growing and growing as far as debt was concerned. And then I started hearing stories. I started hearing stories that there was a lady who would sell roses at different bars who was known to be a loan shark because the lady had always had money. She was lending out money, and I was like, and that lady was her, Rose E. That lady was her. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, my friend can do, no, that cannot be her. But then stories like that continued and continued. And every time she would come in, that she had to give me a payment, she would come in, she would say, I have the money that I need to pay you. But she always had another bad story to tell me, that she had to pay her light bill, that they had just cut her light, that they had just cut her gas, and how what was she gonna do? She already had all this food that she needed to cook, or she had a banquet that she had to cook for, and now she didn't have a gas, and she could pay me, but then she didn't have any money to continue tomorrow. As soon as I get paid today on that banquet, I will come tomorrow and I would pay you. Big mistake. If you lend somebody money and the money they are holding is theirs and you loan it to her, it is not your problem. It is not your responsibility to solve their problems. It is their responsibility to solve their problems. If somebody you lend money is paying you the money, take the money because they will always have another story to tell you, that are her friend, that they will get so they already know you, they've already studied you, they already know that uh, how they can get to you, and they will give you stories, and they will tell you what you want to hear. Not only that, her son unfortunately became ill. Her son became ill, and she asked me as for a favor, and the favor for her was for me to take her son to San Antonio to a doctor. And her being my friend, I agreed because her son was he would call me aunt. and he was my nephew. So what was I going to do? He was already they became part of my family. That's how strong of a bond it became. I thought that they had a sincere love towards me as their aunt, that for some reason Rose and I were sisters from another mother, and that's how strong of a bond these people will develop with you, because they are waiting for the correct time to strike and leave you without a penny. They will, in a heartbeat, leave you without a penny. They will come in with stories, horror stories. They will come in crying. These people are, that's why they call them confidence artists. These people are artists. These people will cry. These people will show you struggle. This lady came in with torn blouses, torn pants. This person would work day in, day out. This person was always late for rent. And I, for some time, when I started noticing, the person would come in, now that I see things differently and that I've been conned with over 13,000, almost $15,000 um, by this one individual. Um, she would come in and she would tell me, crying and bawling, and the good thing is that I do have cameras, and when I go to court, I will send this camera footage, and I will save this camera footage, and just tell the judge, this is when she would come crying, and these are the stories, and I am not lying. This is proof. I had a camera in my home because I was ill. They come in at the time when they know that you have taken your medication. They come in at the time when they know that you are going through a rough time. They they will study you so much. She knew I was ill. She knew everything about me. And these are the times they will make themselves so not only will they need from you and they will grab from you as much as they can, but they will always be the person that you can trust, go to. And that's what they want. They want every vulnerability. They want to see any kind of vulnerability from you, because that's more food that they will have to strike. They will ask you to take from your mother, from your father, from your husband, from your wife, from your aunt, from your cousin, from anybody for them. And they will ask you to get a loan under your name for them. They will try and they will make sure. And again, going back, these people are your friends. And at the beginning, they're very good at paying you back. And you're like, well, they become trustworthy at the beginning. They start bringing in family. You get to meet their family. You get to meet, and they will allow you to see the side of their family that they want you to see. They will allow you to see that sister that we talked about, that younger sister. They will allow you to see that younger sister, that she does exist. And that younger sister has two kids, a boy and a girl, as they had mentioned. But you don't know of the whole story. You don't know if that person actually didn't take care of her kids. You don't know, because you don't have a way of verifying. Be careful. Be careful with these individuals. When they start asking you for money, it takes the same energy, the same effort to say yes or to say no. For me, it cost me about $15,000. It could have cost me a lot more. And yes, $15,000 is a lot of money, especially now that I don't work and I am unemployed. That money could pay for my medication. That money could pay for my surgeries. That money could pay for my different studies that I need to get done for my health. That money could pay for my doctors. And I am out. She dried me up. But not only that, since she had been around and she would come to my house and she would see which family member she could strike next. And she did. She striked at my mom, and she didn't pay my mom the money that she owed her. She striked at an aunt, and I believe she's not paid my aunt. She striked at my uncle. And these people will go, they don't only con one person. These people are artists. These people have it, they perfect their ways, and it starts with just one person. So be careful. If you know of a person here in Laredo, Texas, who sells roses at different bars, who sells food, especially tamales, and is asking you for money, don't. She will come here with stories all the time, all the time. And every time it's going to be they will come in crying, and they will come in and they will look at your vulnerabilities. They will study you. They will do everything that they can so they can con you. As of today, she has a vehicle that is under my husband and my name. She has it with her, and I will pick it up. But I am going to do all of this legally. She is here in the States, and to prevent her from doing this to other people, I will try and make sure that she doesn't stay here in the States, because she will do it again, because she's done it here with my family. She's done it to at least to 5 or 6 people of my family. But I know that she's been sent to court, because there's been other people that have already sent her to court. So be careful. Be careful. She is out there. She will tell you stories. And she doesn't go by her real name. Her real name is not Rosie. She has another name. She has Mexican documents with her real name. And I accidentally came across those Mexican documents. Her real name is not what she calls herself. And she has a lot of friends. I make her responsible if something were to happen to me when I do this video. Personally responsible. Yes, you. If something happens to me, I make you, Rosie, responsible. Alias Rosie, because that's her alias. Because she says that she knows all these different people that are not doing legal activities here in Laredo, Texas. She knows them very well. She parties with them and she caters to them and she does all. If something happens to me, I make you responsible. Hmm. You know who I'm talking about. You know I'm talking about you. Beware, be careful. They will cater to you, they will become your friend, they will study you heavily. Rosie, you owe my husband and I money. You owe me money. You owe my husband money. You owe my aunt money. You owe my uncle money. You owe my mom money. You owe that other lady that sent you to court money. Stop living a life that you cannot afford. If you make $1,000 a month, do not spend like if you were making $10,000 a month. And that's me being your friend. That's me being your friend. For those of us who have come across this kind of artist, the only thing that I can tell you is these people will pay. And I am not talking about money. Mm-mm. These people pay. These people pay in other ways. But what I really want you to get out of this video is to be careful. Be careful. Be careful because they are closer than you know they are. They will, if there is somebody that comes into your life and is easily charming and asks you for money, it's best to say no. No matter if the stories that they say are just so incredibly ugly, be their friend, but don't, because it's not always about the money. But now that I do not have a job, that I do not have my savings as I used to before, now that I struggle because before at least I could, I don't know, do something, um, making sure that I always had savings for a bad day. I don't anymore. Uh, it's best for you to just be their friend. Say no if you can. Say no when you can. And if they come and pay you, but they have this bizarre story that they tell them, sorry, I need this money. I need to make a payment. I already loaned you the money. And you know what? This is going to be the first and last time I lend you money. Um, so don't worry. They will always find somebody else who will fall for their scheme. Let it not be you. Don't fall for that scheme. It's a scheme that these people have perfected. It's a scheme that they already know works. Um, and just be careful. Just be careful. Don't um, don't fall easily with the scammers. Don't. These scammers will try to make things look as something that they are not. I hope that you were able to learn a little from this and just be on the lookout. Be careful. Be careful. Beware. Don't don't fall for these people because these people, they are artists and they will act and they're really good at it. If I could, I would give her an Oscar because my God, boy, did she fool me. And I have always thought of myself as being a smart individual person, but that has nothing to do with us being smart. We're just caring people and we feel that other people care and we think, well, they need help. I'm going to help. And sometimes it's best to say no. It's not wrong to say no. Sometimes it's the best thing for you to say no. I hope you have a beautiful day, afternoon, night, whenever you are watching this. And I did read some of your comments here. Um, for people that are seeing me, I do have a home. I am wearing my pajamas. This is my normal, what I will wear. I am always cold because of fibromyalgia. It's Fibromyalgia Awareness Month for those of you for autoimmune system compromised individuals. It's our month. Beware of all these chronic illnesses. Beware of all these illnesses that do not have cures, lupus, you name it. Um, May God bless you today, tomorrow, always, and we'll see you later on. I will do this live video now in Spanish, just Spanish. I do read comments. I do not reply to comments because because of my fibro fog. um, I then get distracted and that I don't come across to you as I would want to. For that person that said that I had poor quality screen, I am playing myself on the TV. I have myself on mute, and I'm noticing that the quality is perfectly fine. It just come out. If it, whenever you're having trouble with YouTube, get out the channel and then come right back in, and you should be able to log in very well. Hope you have a beautiful day, afternoon, night, and we'll see you later on. I will do now this same um, video. I will now do it in Spanish for those people who do not know or do not understand the English language. I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.